What if your daily routine is working against your own brain? Not in an obvious way, not through bad decisions or poor choices, but through small, invisible habits that chip away at your ability to think, focus, and grow, one day at a time. Today, we're breaking down 4 of those habits, and chances are you're doing at least one of them right now. Habit 1. Running from boredom. We've built our lives around never being bored. Empty moment? Open the phone, quiet room, put something on. Waiting 2 minutes? Scroll. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain does its best work in the gaps. When there's nothing demanding your attention, your mind starts making connections between ideas, between problems, between things you learned last week and challenges you're facing today. That's where real thinking happens. But if you've trained yourself to fill every gap with noise, those connections never form. Your attention span shortens, your creativity flattens, and deep focus, the kind that builds real skills, becomes nearly impossible. The fix is simple. Let yourself be bored, not forever, just for a few minutes each day. Walk without headphones, wait without scrolling, give your brain the space it needs to actually work. Habit 2. Talking to be heard instead of listening to learn. There's a version of conversation where you're just waiting for your turn to speak. You're not really listening. You're reloading. The problem with that? You stop absorbing new information. You stop being surprised. And slowly, without noticing, you stop growing. The most intellectually sharp people in any room tend to speak less and ask more. They're genuinely curious about what others know. Try this. In your next conversation, ask one more question than you normally would. Just one. See what you learn. Habit 3. Stopping when things get hard. The moment something becomes uncomfortable, a difficult book, a new skill, a complex problem, there's a strong pull to quit, to switch to something easier, to call it a bad day and move on. But that uncomfortable feeling, that's not a warning sign. That's the feeling of your brain building something new. Struggle is the mechanism of growth. Every time you push through confusion instead of avoiding it, you come out sharper on the other side. People who consistently do hard things don't just get better at those things, they get better at thinking in general. Habit 4. Deciding you've already figured it out. This one is the quietest and the most dangerous. The moment you stop being genuinely curious, your mind starts to shrink. Not dramatically, slowly. Opinions harden. New information gets filtered out. You start defending what you believe instead of examining it. The smartest people maintain what some call a beginner's mindset, an openness to being wrong, to learning something unexpected, to changing their view when the evidence demands it. Ask yourself honestly, when did you last change your mind about something that mattered? If you're struggling to remember, that's worth paying attention to. Closing. Intelligence isn't something you're born with and then keep forever. It's something you either maintain or erode through the habits you repeat every single day. Drop one of these habits this week, just one. Your thinking will thank you. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And stick around, because we've got more on how to think clearly in a noisy world.